All right. I'm live. Let me just get my popsicle open. Did you guys know that they have another word for this in other parts of the world? They're not popsicles. They're called something else, but I can't remember it for the life of me. I just know that there's a different name for them. It's like frosticle or something. I have fucking not a clue, but here we are. This is a strawberry flavored one. And I'm just kind of cycling through the fruity flavors of popsicles. At this point, initially we had coconut in the house, and now we have strawberry because I am a woman of variety and culture. I am. Don't laugh at me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just made a whole pot of mac and cheese, and I gave it all to a boyfriend, though. He's a very happy camper. So, guys, I woke up this morning to something fantastical. I woke up to episode 7 of the Scooby 331 saga. That indeed was a thing that happened. I haven't finished watching it yet because today also happened to be the first day of the new job. So I was a little bit busy with like onboarding stuff. Although I did have it downloaded so I could have watched it. But I didn't. I watched half of it before I went off to work. Then I was watching some more of it today. But it is a whole 2.5 fucking hours of content. But it's no surprise that there's 2.5 hours of content to go over. Because not only is it encompassing all of the content from this year related to Scooby 331, including all of the streams that happened. Well, not all of the streams, but the key moments in streams that happened and the conversations and the gay Discord ops that occurred. But it's going over some past incidences that had never come to light until this year or until they were brought to AP's attention. Because I distinctively remember when episode 6 went live last year, he requested any and all other relevant, pertinent information from other parties who had, until that point, remained silent, in case they wanted to come forward. Because, you know, it's been, 3 fucking years? 4 years almost? Since all of this drama went and blew up in everyone's face. And it doesn't seem like it stopped, I guess. Although, it had for me for most of the year. Until something peculiar happened this very week. And I'm not quite sure what to make of it because technically it's a nothing burger, but it was subtle enough that it gave me pause. Me personally, I had completely forgotten about all of my spurgy friends on the internet. And by friends, I mean not friends. But you know, your spurgy friends, they never quite forget about you. I thought they had, but that was not the case. So I wake up one morning and I find a notification in my on my phone. Someone had tagged me in the Athens server, which is, if you don't know, run by Sargon of Akkad. And that someone happened to be someone with the handle of Scooby331, who I hadn't blocked, who we were in the server mutually, so I guess this Scooby, I don't know if it's the real one, because honestly, I just didn't maintain that level of knowledge about his handle. Well, it could have been, but it was deleted shortly after it was posted, because you know how you get those notifications, but if they go away, they still remain on your phone? Yeah. So I wasn't quite sure what to make of it. Like I said, it was a giant nothing burger, but it happened, and I did see who it was that had added me. But yeah. So we'll see if anything comes of it in the new year. If it does, it'll make nice cannon fodder for episode 8. I can't believe this is still going on. Truthfully, honestly, I can't. Like I said, I haven't finished the episode entirely. I still have about an hour and a half to go. And guess what? Polly's here, so we can talk about it together. Hi, Polly.
Hello.
Hang on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you the first time.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I can hear you too. I couldn't hear you before.
Okay.
Okay, so we were just talking about episode 7 of the Scooby 331 saga, which came out last night, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't finished it,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know what new stuff happened after, say, like Dark Ninja, because I was kind of part of that, but I don't know if it made it to the final cut.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the last that I ever heard of the Scooby saga being a thing, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, I'm super excited. And apparently the next 6 minutes is doing a watch party. I don't know where he's doing it. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's hosting a watch party after cocktail hour tonight. So heads up, guys, if you want to hit up the next 6 minutes and watch it with him, by all means, go ahead. Oh, it went on beyond that. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. So, Polly, we're both dressed up for Christmas now.
Yay!
Yes. Aren't you just so pleased?
Yeah. I got my Christmas pajama pants on right now. So literally and avatar-wise.
Yeah. Good. I have my Hogwarts pants on, but you can't see them. But they're the fuzziest pants I own. And I was feeling a little bit chilly because all day at work, the air conditioning was acting all sexist and shit. It was too cold at work. I work in my new job now, so I'm gonna have to bring like a blanket or something, or like keep a perpetually full mug of hot tea or soup at my desk.
Actually help.
Maybe. I burned my tongue on hot coffee today. I went into the cafeteria and I filled up, the cafeteria lady filled up my mug because we're not allowed to touch the buttons at all. Which is killing me because you know how much I love to touch buttons, people. I do. I greatly enjoy it.
What do you use, like a COVID stick to press the buttons?
No, she presses the buttons for me. So she fills my coffee mug.
Okay.
So there's less like cross contact, I guess. Of course, this was done after I had already pushed the button to fill my coffee mug. So I'm like, can I just dump it out then so you can refill it? And she's like, no, I have to dump it out for you. So she takes it to the back when it very well could have been just dumped out right there in the little like empty thingy, you know, like the reservoir for overflow of drink. I don't know what they call that. The help me out here, Polly.
The discard drain?
Yeah, okay, that works too. Yeah, I couldn't just throw it out in there. I had to give it to her to throw out for whatever reason. Anyway, it's fine. But yeah, I drank the coffee, and that was a mistake because it was super freaking hot. Like I burned my tongue on it. Just putting it in my face. It was a bad time. And now, Streamlabs is asking me to verify that it's me. Interesting. Okay, cool. We'll do that. How are you, Polly?
It's pretty ill.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. We'll drink some soup.
Had some, well, not sick. I had vertigo. I had a pretty good vertigo session today, and I'm just starting to recover a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to stream today because you said yesterday that you wanted to reschedule, but you didn't specify.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't read it clearly enough then.
I will need to reschedule today's show for tomorrow due to depressing news.
Oh, I just read.
That's what I said.
Okay, so I didn't read it then fully.
No, you're fine. I should have said today's stream to tomorrow, December the 21st, 2020 at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Oh, it was sheer accident that I decided to look at Discord for the first time today, and I was like, "Oh, message from Weebo. Let's see what's going on." And oh shit, look at that.
We're streaming.
It's a good fucking thing. I decided to look, or not so good because now I'm here, and that's worse in some ways.
Yeah, I probably should have asked. Are you game for it today? You game for it today?
Well, I just, I will continue on to make sure that your main attractionness continues to be attractive.
Oh, well, so long as you do that. Thank you so much.
Well, it's what I'm here for.
I don't know what I would do without the otter. Honestly, I just think I would crash and burn, and that would be it. You know what?
Weebo! Am I right? Yay!
What are you talking about? I don't have any personality. I am coasting off of the sheer popularity of my co-host here. Honestly, that's the only reason we get viewers now. I'm not making any good content yet. I'll have something out before the New Year's here.
I still get stray messages on videos that... Okay, let me say it again. I'm beginning to get stray messages on videos that I made like a year or two ago, or videos that premiered like premiered. I've never premiered a video, but they were uploaded like a month ago. Like Prospero wrote a comment under a video I posted like 2 weeks ago and said, "I have never seen this until now, and if it wasn't posted in next 6 minutes Discord, I wouldn't have seen it." And things like that happen. And I guess you get to a certain point where you have enough of a back catalog that people are watching your old stuff. I have no idea why people are watching Noir Bar Night 5. It's like Night 5. That was like a year and a half ago.
What is going on here?
But it'll be like, it'll list on the YouTube backend in the Creators Studio your top most viewed videos for the past 48 hours.
Yeah.
It'll be like, why 15 people watching like old Noir bars? It's yesterday or over the past 2 days. It's like, okay, I guess that's what happens with a back catalog.
I guess.
And that's the beauty of not having topical content. It's timeless.
Exactly. And that's kind of what I want to get more towards is non-topical content. But of course, the problem with that is while you get more views over time, you get less views overall.
Yep. I'll be the first guy to admit it. I don't know how YouTube works. I don't get this whole platform. I don't understand it. I'm tripping forward, groping in the dark, man.
What were the decorations like in episode 5? Well, yeah, I wonder what were they.
There were no there were no decorations. I only did Christmas decorations for the first time last year, I think.
Mm-hmm. Was there at least like a background?
Oh yeah, there was a background from day one, definitely. Okay. Yeah. It's been definitely tweaked over time, but there's small little things that only I would notice or care about.
Yeah.
Because that's my OCD in action.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, you know how it'd be to be obsessive about like things.
Well, see, Jacob says no one knows, Polly. YouTube itself doesn't even know, and I hope it continues. I hope it continues that way. Under the radar is the way to be on YouTube now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they did, I was watching this one channel and they were talking about COVID, not good nor bad nor politics of it or anything of the sort, but that was the first time that she had ever had a video demonetized, a live stream demonetized. She goes, and I think it's because we kept talking about COVID and the voice scanners doing its thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I don't think you're wrong. It was a streamer who doesn't know anything about like the spicy, saucy side of YouTube. She was like, do you think they'd actually do that?
Oh, honey.
Yeah, it's like, oh, bless your heart. Yes, the answer is a big fucking yes.
Oh, bless your heart, dear. Oh, imagine being that naive. Oh,
Yeah.
those were the days.
I'll be back in just a hot second.
Yeah.
So talk about yourselves.
No problem. So I have an idea for a topic to talk about. I'm going to put it in chat, see if Holly concurs with me. And if yes, then we'll do that for the rest of the show. But if not, then we'll think of something else. Because, I don't know, I kind of want it to be a little bit of an easier stream today. Because it was a very long day. My head's still spinning with onboarding shenanigans. And it's not over yet. It's probably not going to be over for a while. I'm so excited. Daniel Fullman, white wine with fish, red wine with meat. What wine goes with popsicles? Actually, I think wine goes, like the sweeter wines go best with the desserts, obviously, because it's the sweeter wines and they are for dessert. But this is not a grape wine. This is actually a peach wine. And it is very good. So it pairs really well with the fruity popsicle that I've been eating. Vodka and popsicle. I mean, you could do that. You know, what temperature does vodka freeze at? Because I feel like you could get a really cool alcoholic beverage, alcoholic dessert out of that if you really tried hard enough. I'm not sure, but we can look it up actually. What temperature does vodka freeze at? I know it doesn't freeze at the same temperature that water does. Otherwise, there'd be a lot of boys and girls out there that get away with a lot of shenanigans. It won't freeze solid above negative 27 degrees Celsius, which is negative 16 degrees Fahrenheit. Keeping good vodka in the freezer will mask some of its best qualities, such as its subtle scent and flavors. I didn't know that vodka had subtle hints and flavors beyond, like, I don't know, the vodkas that you get that are flavored with whatever shenanigans. And I'm not actually a big fan of flavored vodka, just straight up vodka, which, by the way, was invented by the Polacks and is made of potatoes. The more you know. And I'm not quite sure what a good vodka would be. I mean, I like vodka-ish. I like rum more. I like wine best. And those are the three main alcohols. Nothing else matters. Don't let anyone else fool you. Least of all, a boyfriendo, who's a big fan of beer. He can't hear me. Circle Lindsay says, I can tell you for a fact that cheap vodka has a flavor. Is that flavor shit? No, I'm just kidding. I saw someone earlier liken me to a librarian, and all I have to say is that, yes, I get it. I look like a librarian with the glasses on. And that's it. Unfortunately, that is what I'm at too these days in terms of jokes. Can we go back to the days when I was a trap? I think I liked those jokes better. How is the new job, says Daniel Fullman. I haven't actually gotten to the doing the thing that they hired me for aspect. Mostly it's just been onboarding stuff, tours around the facility, and that's about it. You're not going to get as many stories about this job as you were about the tech support job for reasons. And I'll leave it at that. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Polly, what are your top 3 favorite alcohols? Just curious. Like, if you could rank them. I know, Maker's Mark is probably at the top.
Oh, you mean brands, not types?
Brands, types. I guess we could do both.
I don't know. It'd be hard for me to do brands unless we were talking about like particular kinds. Because
all right, so let's do.
If we were talking kinds, it would be top 3 alcohols. So that includes wine, everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just do types. Top 3.
Okay. Top 3 in order: Scotch, bourbon, champagne.
You like champagne?
Yes, I do.
Because am a big fan. Like bubbly.
Because it is bubbly. It doesn't need to be sparkling wine from the Champagne region of France, although a lot of it is just good.
Like Prosecco is going to cut it?
No, not Prosecco.
Oh.
Cava, but not Prosecco.
Oh. What do you got against Prosecco, bruh?
You could buy Cava. It's higher quality, same price point. It just doesn't have the, I don't know. Prosecco's fizzy, made fizzy after the fact in the same way they make Coca-Cola fizzy. Why not just buy Cava? It's got these tiny little pinpoint bubbles. It stays effervescent longer. It's fizzier. I didn't
know there was a difference, honestly. I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
Fair.
Daniel Fulman asks, how do I drink Maker's Mark? Straight rocks or chilled? Straight. Neat every time. I have mixed it, but neat's where it's at.
I wouldn't know. I actually have never had Maker's Mark, even though I've served it a number of times. The most expensive shot people have bought me as a bartender is Patron.
Ah.
And that is a smooth tequila shot.
Ian asks, have you ever tried any Speyside malts, Polly? My favorite region is Spey. There's Scotland's broken up into different regions. Far. Weebo.
Hi, yes, it's me.
Hello.
A librarian.
Weebo.
Hi.
There's Speyside, Highlands, Lowlands, Islands, and Islay traditionally are the regions, and they're all known for different flavors and stuff like that. Speyside is technically a sub-region of Highlands, but there's so many distilleries in that region, they sub-named it as its own little place. But yeah, Speys are my favorite. They tend to be the most balanced and so forth. And if you want to get technical, my favorite kind of single malt are actually single cask. They're single cask, non-chill filtered, cask strength bourbon barrel Speysides.
Alrighty then. None of that made any sense to me.
Yeah, it gets pretty weird and technical, and people lord their knowledge over each other. They're a pretty obnoxious bunch as a rule.
So, Polly, you want to have an easy stream tonight? Like one where we don't have to fish for conversation topics? Not that we ever have trouble, but...
Yeah, I was about to say, when did that ever happen?
It's never an issue, but I mean, like, you're getting over vertigo, and I'm getting over my first day where my brain is fried due to onboarding shenanigans. I gave you there's a link in the side private chat to a thing. We can do that thing if you would like, or we can just go as normal. But I have been saving this thing for like the last week and a half.
Oh. No, we could do that thing, and Far says she doesn't know whether to laugh or be insulted. See, okay, well, I'm reticent to say, but the answer is insulted. And I'll tell you why. Whenever I used to go into this fucking comedic shtick explaining the obvious to Zelthor and Far in a condescendingly annoying way. Like, okay, look, here's the way that it works. Years ago, there used to be this thing called a VCR. Now, there were these cassettes that contained a reel of magnetic tape upon which you could record information. Now, people would go to these stores and they would rent movies put upon these. It's me.
Wait, Polly, I have a question.
Yeah.
How do they magnetize these strips?
Do you actually want to know? There's an iron. There's an iron. There's an iron oxide on the magnetic strip, or on the strip, and it's thus we're able to provide magnetic information.
What's the difference between an iron oxide and regular iron ore, Polly?
Iron ore has yet to be refined. Iron oxide is refined iron ore, where they pull the iron out and then added, of course, oxygen. Thus, it becomes the oxide.
Because okay, do you see why this wouldn't work? The you condescendingly explaining things to me, because I would just continuously ask you questions about the thing until you're like, I'm out of answers. I don't know where to go from here, and I'm like, ha, ruined it.
Well, sort of, because have you ever heard the description of how you can't know anything? Because ultimately, every answer, no matter what, is going to be based upon a series of unprovable axioms, or are eventually going to end up in a tautological statement of it's true because it's true.
Yes.
So no matter what, there is no answer to anything, because asking on and on and on, you will eventually end up with a series of unprovable axioms, or it's true because it's true.
It is thing because it is thing.
Yeah.
Like, why is the sun yellow? It's just yellow because thing.
Well, there's an actual answer to that, but it doesn't help, because you can ask questions breaking that apart too, right?
It's because of the temperature of the actual sun is what the temperature is, that it is yellow.
Mm-hmm. And the range that our eyes are able to detect, and of wavelengths that our eyes are able to detect, and thus we perceive it as yellow. And it's like, well, why do we perceive it as yellow? Well, now that's an interesting question, because it's into qualia and the philosophy of perception, which science can't explain and shouldn't be able to, because it gets into the psychophysical link in terms of perception. Whether the yellow you see as yellow is the same yellow that I see as yellow, and some people call that a scandal of philosophy. And
well, fun fact, actually, the yellow that I see and the yellow that you see is probably different, because women see more colors than men, according to certain neurostudies.
Yay. Mm-hmm. I love memes of destruction. Magnetics. How do they even work? Nice. I love a good meme callback.
As far as upset with us in chat.
Oh, God, please. Well, yeah, because I do that to her in voice, and she doesn't like it. She's much like Zelthor. She's been able to begin to detect the tone, so I got to change my tone. It's like, well, you see far. Shut up. Fuck you.
Well, you see. Oh, yes. Okay. I have myself been known to dumb things down condescendingly for people and not realize that I do it, because I come from a place of, like, even before I was tech support, I've always been the tech support person, and people have always been like, so how do I do this thing for a tech thing? Or how or why does X, Y, or Z be a thing? Or how can I improve X, Y, or Z? And I'm like, okay, so I got to boil it down to the idiot level of thinking, because I don't know what a person does or doesn't understand. So I have to literally handhold them through the process of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich making process. If you're familiar with that whole like experiment of processes, like that's a question that I was actually asked when I was getting my tech support job, is how do you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? You have to assume that the end user is the stupidest motherfucker on the planet, because you don't know what level of comprehension the end user has. And so you have to assume the most basic understanding before you can build off of that and get them to a more advanced level, or where it is that you need them to be, which is maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 steps ahead of where they were. Because not only are you directing them in where it is that they need to go blindly, you can't actually point out at thing and be like, it's that thing. No, you have to describe the thing. You have to describe the action that they have to do upon the thing. You have to describe what happens next. And you have to be like, okay, wait. Before you do anything, don't do anything. Look around the screen. And then give them a location of where thing is and be like, okay.
Well, you know what? I will say this. In terms of interface geography, I don't know, just to give it a name, right? Like, okay, so now click on options, and it's to name where options is actually very helpful, because when one is familiar with a UI, you already know where thing is. You know what I mean? In terms of like this drop down menu and then this subset and then this thing and this thing. And I figured that out a lot with Photoshop. Like Eve, like Chaos Eve will be asking me like, and I'm like, okay, so click on layers and then click on adjustments and then click exposure. And it's like,
where are any of those things?
Right. I'm used to going click, click, click because I do that adjustment for all kinds of fucking images. She doesn't know where that is. This is the first time she's going there. It would be it, and I think that's actually really useful information. And if you're used to it, it can feel like it's real elementary. I mean, this person must be stupid, but I think people need to remind themselves, like, imagine if somebody were giving you like driving directions to get somewhere, and it's like, drive and then turn where that bum's usually standing and then go right and you're there. And it's like, wait, what? Like that's not actually helpful. You know what I mean? Just because you've driven down there a million times doesn't mean they've ever been there.
Well, that being said, I suck at giving directions when it comes to the road. That's because I can't actually like vocalize right from left. It comes out as opposite when I say it than what I mean. So I have to point, and I'm like, don't listen to what I say. Listen to what I'm directing. And our boyfriendo hates it when I'm giving him directions, so he doesn't listen to me anymore. But when it comes to tech support stuff, I learned very quickly that you can't just assume that the user knows where a thing is on the UI. Or what a thing is on the UI. You have to be like, okay.
Or what you mean when you say UI, for that matter.
Yeah, they don't know what UI means. It literally is user interface. Or they don't know what a web browser is.
Ooh.
Or really? They don't. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So like really ground up. All right. Fair enough.
When you are helping a person, you have to understand that the person doesn't always understand what you understand. And so you have to maybe dumb it down for them a little bit. And then you have to dumb it down for them a little bit more when you realize that they're at a lower level than that. And sometimes the user doesn't even know how to click and scroll. And so it gets to a certain point where you're like, I can't help this person. I cannot dumb this down anymore. They are beyond my help. And I have dumbed it down to a very, very low level for the end user. And it gets to a point where you're like, all right, no, send a tech over there. Send someone out in the field to physically manipulate the keyboard for them so that they can do what they need to do. That won't help them, and we'll probably get a call from them later, but you know what? Let's just get this off our dockets. And that was the reason why my boss was so sad to see me go, is because I understood that about the end user, is that you have to pretend that they are an idiot, because sometimes they really are.
Yeah.
And that's what made me such a good help desk technician.
We can do this IRD labs thing that you're talking about if you want. I don't even know what that is, but okay.
Oh, it's a gender role test.
Gender role test. No, we can totally do that.
Okay. I was curious. I want to see what it is about. I've heard people taking it, and I would like to see what my score is versus your score.
Can you do two at the same time, or do you want me to open up it so I can do it separately?
I've
never done it before. I don't know what it looks like.
So we can do it at the same time, but I'll like display my screen so that they can see it, what it is that we're doing.
Fair enough.
Okay, you'll just follow along.
Copy link address.
Is that Gucci Gang?
I haven't decided yet. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever owned a Gucci item?
No.
I was just curious in general. Have you ever owned anything couture?
No. Probably what you have to understand about myself is that I rarely buy anything for myself that is for just the sheer enjoyment purposes or status purpose of it. Everything that I ever get myself is out of necessity. I don't enjoy my money. I barely enjoy my life, like in a sense where like I just do something for the sheer enjoyment of it.
Okay.
Which is kind of sad. Because
this test is available in the following languages. I think I'm going to take it in American. Well, it just shows a bunch of flags. Like it when you click on it.
Really?
Yeah, click take the test and you'll see.
Okay, so take the test. What's the difference? This makes your friend extremely masculine. Okay, I guess this was just where I picked up the link. Okay, the gender role test. I'm gonna take it in American as well. Question 1 of 36. That's not a question. That's just a word. Energetic. Disagree or agree? I'm gonna say agree because I'm energetic. By the way, guys, I put the link to the test in the description, and so you guys can follow along with us. Thank you, Nope Nope, for the sorry. Thank you, Nope Nope, for the super chat. Any woman that doesn't enjoy spending money as a keeper, dear God, I want one of those.
Oh shit, AP's here. My God.
Oh, hey, AP, what's up?
Well, we had a nice little stream, and then, you know, the degeneracy arrived. But it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just suffer through somehow.
So question 2 of 36. Willing to take a stand. Agree.
Where do you even see this?
When you scroll down after selecting America.
Well, it says question 1 of 36 loves children.
Oh, I guess that it's not in line. Okay, so I guess the question order is different.
All right, so I'll answer my own questions on the side in secret, and we can focus on yours as the stream one. How about that?
Fine. Question 3 of 36. Sincere. I'm gonna agree.
Okay, hold on. Loves children. What is this? Agree strongly? Agree partially? Is that the whole idea?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, how strongly it applies to me. Loves children. Are we talking about like I don't have any children, but my own potential children? Because I hate the children of others, but imagine I would love my own. So what do I do?
What's your guts tell you? Like, just on instinct.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, go with the instinct. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Competitive. Agree.
Okay, so hold on. I got to catch up to you. I'm question 2. Yeah, and AP's there. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I love you, AP. You know that. You got to come by fucking Noir Bar one time, man. You'd be the most hilarious guest to have on. We have a good time.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see. Avoids cursing. Strongly disagree.
Fuck that. Dominant. I'm gonna slightly agree.
Sentimental. You're on question number
6.
6. Okay, I'm on question number 3. So let me answer 3 here real rapid fire. I am sentimental. I actually do hold on to things. I'm a fairly sentimental person. I've met some cold-hearted bitches in my time that made me realize, yeah, I've got a little sentimentality compared to these little tiny black-hearted Grinches. Next, likable. How it applies to me? Well,
are you likable?
Nah, I'm just gonna slide over to the disagree side there.
I like you.
Yeah, but you're an internet weirdo. That's the way these things happen.
You have friends, don't you, in real life that aren't weirdos such as myself?
My real life friends are eccentric, and then I come online and then they become weird. It's just the way it is.
Right, what question are you on now?
I'm on question number 5. I am loyal. I am loyal to a fault. I found that out, realizing just how quickly people on the internet will talk about, we should totally fuck that person over and like get rid of them. I mean, they're terrible. Am I right? And it's like, what the hell? Why are you guys even having this discussion? You're disloyal. Okay. So
yeah. So we're on 6 now?
Yes, 6.
All right. So for me, it's compassionate, and I'm going to agree hardcore.
For me, it's strong personality. I don't know, Weebs, you think I got a strong personality?
Yes.
Okay.
Question 7, secretive. No, I don't lie very well. I don't know if anyone knows this. I say I overstate. My mouth happens as well before like my filter, more like my brain. It just kind of comes out of my face.
Daniel Fullman says, Polly, the Boy Scout. I was a Boy Scout, I'll have you know. Always prepared.
Wait, were you ever an Eagle Scout?
No, I never went on to that level because I had noticed girls by that point. And,
yeah, that's fair. I know exactly one Eagle Scout, and I'm pretty sure he's never had a girlfriend.
Okay, number 7 for me is dominant. Am I dominating, Weebo?
You try.
Yeah, okay, so I'll go with somewhat agree. How about that? All right.
Strong personality. I'm gonna agree.
Yeah, you agree all the way. That's
Yeah, I have a very strong personality.
Did I ever enter the Pinewood Derby? We did those little mini car things. Yeah, the race the cars down the. Yeah, we did that.
I was never a Girl Scout, although I was a ballerina for all of like 2 years when I was 5.
When I talk about Boy Scouts, I don't know if it was just our troop leader, whatever they were called, was a little bit more on the edge, but a lot of it qualified as survival training. Like it was like, all right, we're going out overnight camping and bring your flints and rocks because we're not bringing matches. Like he was hardcore like that. It was a good time. When I talked to other people that were Boy Scouts, it's like we were like
we baked cookies.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was real lame, basically. Like it was you're getting merit badges for like cleaning up your house and shit and checking the smoke detectors. And I'm like, really? You didn't learn why punky wood doesn't burn and that you need to find dry you didn't go out in the woods and find those things and discover tracks and different animal droppings and stuff and take apart owl pellets? You didn't do that shit? Okay.
We did that in biology, actually, where we dissected owl pellets.
Yeah.
And then we in outdoor education, this was like the supplement for PE because you had to have like 4 years of PE or the alternative. And so we practiced fishing, we practiced like building survival tents outside and like making fires and archery and, you know, basically the stuff that you would think that would happen in Boy Scouts. And that's about as close as I ever got. And you know what? I had a blast.
You did that stuff in Girl Scouts?
No, in high school, I was never a Girl Scout.
Oh, okay. Fuck yeah. You guys should see, they talk about like Girl Scouts and it's like girls should have access to the same stuff but all of that stuff just boils down to an argument. I'm sorry. All y'all making like Girl Scouts lame for them. It's not like, well, we need access to your curriculum where you're doing the cool stuff. Or you could do the cool stuff. Like what the fuck? What's the problem here?
You could start fires in the woods. Go nuts. Who's stopping you? The patriarchy certainly is not.
Yeah, exactly. We want to be over there where you guys are doing the cool stuff. Or here, take our fucking curriculum and just do it. Fucking weirdos. All right. Anyway,
archery was my favorite part, though. To be honest,
archery was a blast. We did archery too. I loved it.
I was really good at archery in high school.
So we got question number 8. Not afraid of risk. Yes.
All right. Question number 9 for me is moody. Can I answer that neutrally? Because it depends on.
You're not afraid of you're afraid of online nudity, but that's just good sense.
No. Moody. As
I heard nudity. Sorry.
Does that mean sad all the time? Because I'm not sad all the time.
No, moody means is shifting of moods. Are you quick to switch between moods, or it takes a lot to affect you? If you're stoic, you're the opposite of moody. Oh,
then I am moderately moody, I guess.
For me, question 9 is competitive. Moderately.
10, self-reliant. Absolutely, 100%. It's actually a bit of a detriment to me and my mood.
Okay, we've done enough of this test, and Weebs, we both did psych, right? Like it's drawing on the work of Dr. Sandra Liptis-Bem. They're just taking big, strong, positive characteristics like competitive, self-reliant, strong-willed, like all of these good things, and those are traditionally assigned to masculine, and that's why we live in a patriarchal society. Like we're both going to come up as strongly associated with masculine traits because Dr. Sandra here is kind of a sexist.
What
You just saying?
Yeah. Biologically speaking, the genders do have a tendency to gravitate towards certain personality traits, but that's a tendency.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah.
By no means is it standard.
And I've never understood the problem where people are like, oh, I'm instantly insulted. Why are you insulted? As a rule, males are better at math than women. It's just, statistically, it comes up as a truism over and over and over again. Guess what? I'm one of those males that makes up the portion that isn't good at math. Math has never come easy to me. I've never been great at it. So the fuck what? It's
I'm only good
it's
at
still
math.
true that men, as a rule, are better at math than women, and I get to make up the percentage of those that aren't. And
I could probably be better at math if I wasn't so not scatterbrained, but like I miss things sometimes, so I have to go back over things, which is why it takes me so long to do math stuff. Is because I'll miss things, then I'll go back and I'll get the right answer the second time because I went back over it.
oh, we missed a pretty good joke actually. Jim Beam says Girl Scouts starting wildfires, teaching how to gender reveal. I like it.
For true.
Okay, so question number 10 was ambitious, and I answered that. Okay.
11, yielding. Is that just another word for like compromising?
Unyielding?
No, yielding. Just yielding.
Yielding is to you're amiable, quick to find
Compromises.
Yeah, quick to find cross the board acceptable solutions, affable. Yeah.
All right, I'll moderately agree.
Question number 11 for me is introverted, and I am mildly introverted.
I feel like you're kind of like an introvert extrovert.
It's dead in the middle. It's like when I did those goddamn Myers-Briggs tests. We did a meta-analysis of Myers-Briggs tests where we subjected a whole bunch of people to different companies that offered the same Myers-Briggs test, and we took them again ourselves over and over, and you can score wildly differently. It's so much of it's mood dependent.
Yeah.
You know,
oh yeah.
How you feeling this day? You know?
Like I could be compromising today and then not so compromising tomorrow, dependent on how I'm feeling.
And then you can be like Farzuzmi, who there isn't a score far enough to represent how uncompromising and unaffable she is.
I personally, okay, if I'm going to be honest, compromise is the one thing that I think is an absolute necessity to have, just like as a rule. Like, you can be as opinionated as you want, but it will not get you far in life. And you can be as set in your ways as you want, sure, but it will not get you far in life if you are unwilling to compromise. It will not get you far in your relationships if you are unwilling to compromise. And that is the chief reason why my parents broke up, is because neither one of them wanted to compromise with the other person.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you've identified as the chief reason. Did they tell you that, or you observed that?
I observed that. Like at a very early age, I came to that conclusion of neither of these two are willing to fold on X, Y, or Z issue. And thus, this is why they continue to argue. They continue to just not back down. And this wasn't just something that happened that I identified before the divorce. It was the divorce, before the divorce. It was after the divorce. It was because for the longest time, the both of them were at each other's throats through the entirety of the divorcing process, too. It was just... And that was what kind of gave me the indicator of, like, these two people are so stubborn. And not just with each other, but just in general. They have their own ways, they have their own opinions, and there are things that they are unwilling to compromise on. And
well, see, you know what? You raise a very, very interesting point there in passing. Like, not just with each other, or not just in general, but with each other particularly. I think that there's people that grow to be more uncompromising with a specific person.
Or absolutely.
Or their family in general, maybe, or whatever. But,
absolutely. They brought out the worst in each other. And chief among those worst behavioral traits is their unwillingness to compromise. It's because, like, you don't want that other person to win. You are so petty that you, for the life of you, cannot put, the compromise above your own stance on this thing. And that was a lot of the reason why my brother and I were in therapy for a good number of years as kids. Because my parents could not bring themselves to compromise with each other for the sake of their children.
No, I can see it, because, like, I'm not trying to put it on that. It's just different people, personality-wise, interact with different people, like, differently. Sorry for all that. That was a muddled sentence, but whatever. I'm fucking just medicated here.
So I think I overcorrect, actually, as an adult. Yeah. I overcorrect in the compromising thing. I think I compromise a lot of the time on things that I shouldn't for the sake of keeping the peace.
Right.
To my own detriment.
Well, I mean, it's because like I said about Far that she's like uncompromising to the point of like this test cannot measure, you know, the basalt bitch unmoving, you know. But that's with me. I think she's particularly because it's just I don't know why you'd have to ask her, but like I hear her talk to her girlfriend Platty. Oh, and she's a perfectly affable person. It's so I mean it varies, right? One really funny fucking thing that Tommy Sotomayor, the YouTuber, likes to get into. Like he's hard on black women, right? He's like, oh, there's just the worst stewards of women in the world, and he goes on and all these things. And he goes, and one of the characteristics of them is that they're overly emotional and unyielding, unaffable, not willing to discuss. It's got to be their way, and the way they've decided was decided upon emotionally. They're irrational and uncompromising, and it's awful. And he goes, now, let's look at some black women that have hooked up with white boys. And they're like, look, she's nice. She's sweet. She's not talking like a man anymore. Listen, she took the bass rate out of her voice. What is it with you white boys? How is it you get them to behave like women? Like he goes... I don't know if there's, I don't know, man, but Tommy's so funny in the way his delivery and stuff. It is one of his ongoing shticks. Like, God damn it, it's funny.
Yes, it absolutely is a trait that is brought out more by certain people than not.
Well, I mean, and then Farr says it's like, you know, how can I not be kind to Platty? Yeah, Platty brings it out of people. And see, maybe that's it. I bring out the cold pricklies in people. You're like, Polly, oh, fuck that guy. You know, it's just, yeah, maybe that's it. You know? Okay, so my number 12 is assertive. Do you think I assert well? Do at all?
Yes. Like in terms of, you know, this thing is a thing, and so therefore you will assert that this thing is a thing, and that is all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. Question number 13.
Question 12 for me is defends own opinions. I don't know, guys. Do I defend my own opinions?
Oh, hell to the yeah. You've got a back catalog to demonstrate that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Question 13. Jealous? I didn't think I was the jealous type. And then the most recent Xbox came out. So yeah, I think I'm slightly jealous. I can be jealous.
And then what came out?
The most recent version of the Xbox came out, along with Cyberpunk.
Okay, go ahead. Fill me in. What the fuck? What is that? What were you even saying?
The most recent version of the Xbox came out, along with another video game that goes with the Xbox.
Okay.
Just
and
draw your own conclusions.
Okay. Well, it's just I noticed that people's like, are you the jealous type as opposed to people mix jealousy and envy, or jealousy and covetousness being
so. There's two different types. Well, not two different types, but I think people, to me, what they get mixed up is like that feeling of jealousy versus territorialness. I am very territorial.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the jealous side of it. If you become
not the jealous type.
Yeah, wanting something that someone else has is to covet it. That's envy. Yes. That's I wish I was like so and so. I wish I had the things that this person has or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's envy. Jealousy is the negative side, like the negative addition to envy. It's possessiveness. It's that's why people always use the word jealousy in relationships, because you become possessive of your other. I don't want anyone else to have it. Yes, there's an envy because you want that other person, but now it becomes protective and suspicious and so forth.
Yeah, Fatty Platty gets what I'm saying in the chat. She understands the struggle. It's okay. Game's only, 40 hours of playtime? Maybe 100? It's fine.
Hey, what's up, Parody Bear?
Question 14 of 36. Tender. What does that mean?
I got 13, which was helpful. I don't know. Do I strike you as helpful?
I think so. You've given me perfectly legitimate resources to access certain things like movies and softwares.
That could also be described as like corrupting influence. You know,
potato.
let's I'm gonna go middle of the road on that one, but really quickly to read off 2 super chats. Next 6 minutes. Thank you for the donation. 6. Knowing the way of the samurai, knowing the way of the ninja, knowing the way of the Shaolin. These are all good, but to unlock all the achievements, one must know the way of the otter. Full enlightenment is noir bar and comic book curation. Harness your chi. I was going to say chill. Harness your chill chi.
Yeah.
Well, one would like to think that once you've harnessed your chi, you become stoic and chill. I think. At least that's the stereotypical view of it. But thank you very much, 6. I appreciate that. That's awesome. And thank you for promoting my video over on your Discord. That was great. And then also $10 from Manic with nothing. No statements, because Manic's awesome. Thank you, Manic. You rock.
Thank you in the next 6 minutes also to me for donating. Where I work, I almost have to assume people are full remedial. I feel your pain. Anyhow, who isn't full remedial isn't Weebo. Oh, wait. Anyhow, who isn't full remedial is Weebo Jones, who makes great content, hosts fun streams, and has awesome merch. Have a Merry Christmas, Weebs. All the best to the fam, too. Well, thank you. Much appreciated.
Well, I mean, helpful is an interesting thing. I don't know. I try to be, but I don't know if I am. I got no idea.
Daniel Fullman, am I helpful? Asked the research contractor.
See, I read that and I'm like, what does that mean?
You literally help people with their research.
Yeah, but they're paying me.
Yeah, but like of all the other things that you could be doing, that's the thing that you're doing.
I guess. I don't know. When I think helpful, it takes on like there's got to be some altruism to it, like quick to be of assistance, that kind of thing. I think that's helpful.
Oh, I have a truck. Let me help you move this Saturday. All you have to do is like.
No one ever offered to help someone move. They had to be asked first.
Or like, here is a free lasagna because I know your family's going through a hard time this winter season. Or,
so are you on 14?
I'm on 14. Yeah, I'm still confused as to what tender is supposed to mean.
Tender? Are you are you caring and cautious around sensitive things? Are you?
I'm not very good at being tender.
Are you good at consoling?
Children, yes. Adults, no.
Then the answer is middle of the road or disagree.
All right, I'm gonna middle of the road this one because like I can be the sweetest of hearts when it comes to children, but adults I have very little patience with when it comes to, well, specifically when it comes to things that could have been avoided. But when it comes to like heavy emotional stuff, I feel like kind of awkward unless I'm being asked to step into the role of like, let's analyze this clinically and here's my top 10 advice for how to handle this situation. And this is why, psychologically speaking, this would be the best way to go about doing X, Y, or Z thing. But it's a very clinical way of being helpful. It's not super tender, you know?
Yeah. And it's, Far mentions you think helpful hops. Yeah, if you look in the back corner on one of the shelves, there's a tiny little bird. And yeah, no, that's helpful. Mm-hmm. He just washes dishes and arranges the bar and does it because he's nice. Like that. Yeah, that's helpful. Question number 14 for me is sincere, and that's strongly disagree. I am a duplicitous lying fraud. Okay.
Really?
Well, one can be principled and, wrap up everything they say in a mixture of half-truths and dissembling. Let's see. Moving on.
Cool. Question 15 for me is avoids cursing. Fucking agree.
Defends own opinions.
Absolutely.
I have defended my own opinion from time to time, I think.
You're a rollover-y type of bitch. What are you talking about? Yeah. You agree with everything that I say. Question 16 for me is individualistic. Yes.
Yeah, you're definitely individualistic. Question number 16 for me is devoted. To what?
I don't know, like once you come to a decision about a thing, you're going to devote yourself to that thing.
Oh, you mean devoted like that? See, I took it in terms of like personal loyalty, devotion to
No,
principle.
that's loyalty.
Yeah, okay. So, okay, I get you.
Well, actually, no, I think like devoted can mean any of those things. Devoted in like...
It's farcically general.
Yeah. Which is why
okay,
it's
17 for you as well.
Affectionate, agree.
That's not the same as lustful.
No, when it comes to people I care about, physical contact is like a thing. Like, but it has to be like a very, very strong, caring feeling. It can't just be like we're friends for the last 7 years, but like we just go to friends' parties together type of way. No. It has to be like we've had those deep conversations long into the nights. You've been there for me. I've been there for you. Familial type stuff, I guess, too.
And question number 17 for me is energetic. Well, that depends on caffeine. I don't know. Let's go with, I don't know. I'm also pretty leisure oriented. Okay. 18.
Ambitious. I'm going to mildly agree because my ambitiousness is not so much that I'll lose, if I have a deadline, I'll lose sleep over it. But like I won't lose sleep over it willingly because sleep comes first. But I also won't lose friends over it because it's not worth it. So that's my logic.
Question 18 for me is individualistic, which I agree with.
19 for me is assertive. Agree.
19 for me is compassionate. I'm going to go, I don't know. We could go through this list, honestly, and just take the individual words and just retroactively assign. They're calling this female characteristic, male, female, male, female. Do you know what I mean? It's clear and obvious what they're doing. And Dr. Sandra is a sexist. Just saying.
Yeah.
Compassionate, middle of the road.
Soothing. This is kind of reading to me the same way that tender was.
No. I mean, related, but soothing would be if you hear that somebody is in a bad mood, are you quick to and adept at offering them consolation, offering them discussion and to soothe them?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but are you quick to do it? Not are you capable if a gun's to your head?
No, I would be quick to do it. Whether or not I'm capable is a different story. Sometimes it's a little bit awkward for me, but I will make an effort.
Okay, for me, question 20 is moody. I have been known to shift moods from time to time.
Question 21 for me is happy. I'm going to agree to this because I am generally pretty happy.
Question 21 for me is also happy. I am going to disagree with this because I am in a constant down spiral of alcoholism and self-loathing.
Woof. Question 22, sentimental. Agree, but I don't like that I am.
Let's see. Question 22 for me is soothing. I'm going to go middle of the road on that one.
Question 23 of 36, mild. I can't.
Well, you ain't mild, girl. You sandpaper around a file like it's.
There is nothing about my personality that screams mild. I am boisterous, loud. There's nothing middling of the road about me.
Bellicose. It's no. It's
in one extreme or the other.
Let's see.
I am like a golden retriever. I have so much energy.
Let's see. Question 23 for me is secretive. I have never kept a secret. My life is an open book.
Are you sure, Rudiger Maximilian? Polite. I can be, but I'm not all the time. So I'm just going to go with the middle of the road.
24 are willing to take a stand. Yes, I am.
25, imaginative. This I agree on.
Yeah, I'd say definitely. Question 25 for me is forceful. Yeah, I'd agree.
26, loyal. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but you never say whether you're agreeing, like, because there's options, right? You can go halfway or all the way, right? You should be telling us what you're doing.
Oh, well, they can see that I'm going all the way. When I say agree, I'll agree. But if I like mildly agree or mildly disagree, I have been saying that.
Yeah, I guess they can see you doing it. But remember, 65% of all YouTube content is consumed on mobile devices, so most people can't see.
I have been specifying if I have Z's it, though.
Okay. Jealous. Yes, I have been known to jealously guard stuff and things.
Stuff and things. Question 27. Introverted. I'm gonna disagree. I mean, I can have my introverted moments, but
27. Affectionate. Okay. Next.
I didn't. What was the answer to that? What was that?
Mildly disagree.
Okay. Also, thank you to Manic who donated $10 to say absolutely nothing. I appreciate the donation, bruh. Yeet.
That is a lady.
Really?
Manic? Yeah, Manic's a lady.
Oh, I did not know that. I apologize profusely, Manic. Thank you so much.
Well, misgendered. That's it. Life canceled. Unemployable. You're ruined.
Dead. Yeah,
well done.
You're right. I might as well just quit my day job because they're not going to want me anymore.
Well, someone's going to be calling your day job. It's inescapable. It's the unforgivable thing. Seventh level of hell awaits you.
Yep. I'm done. I'm over with. There's no return from this. So, question 28. Likable. I don't know, guys. Am I likable?
Definitely. Oh, Irving Twin showed up. What's up, Irving?
Yeah, he's been here for a while, I think.
Oh, I didn't see his name before. What's going on?
Yeah.
28 for me is tender. Tender.
Thank you, tender. Like a chicken strip?
Chicken strips aren't tender. Filet mignon is tender.
Sorry.
And again, I mildly disagree with what I assume they mean by that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shy.
Yeah. Yeah. I got 29 shy for me too. Strongly disagree. I ain't shy. Take your test and shove it up your ass.
Question 30. Sympathetic. What does that even mean?
Yeah, I am also sympathetic for question 30.
But what does it mean?
Okay. Empathetic means to be able to identify with what someone's feeling, right?
I thought that was empathic.
That's what I just said. Empathetic is okay. So sympathetic.
No. You said empathetic, not empathic.
Oh, I could just grab you by both shoulders and shake you. Like this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there a difference? Is there not a difference?
Empathetic versus empathic? Are you trying to create a distinction there?
I'm pretty sure there is. Here, let's look it up.
They're literally not the same word, but we're talking about, meaning. Oh, like this is
empathic. Showing an ability to understand and share the feelings of other. Empathetic. Showing an ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Oh, they are the same.
Oh my God, Weebo. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Anyway, I got sympathetic as well. So it's so there's in the way that someone is empathetic / empathic, you can identify with what someone's going through, with what they're dealing with what they've been through. That's the sympathy aspect of it.
I can't get over the fact that is literally the exact same word, just spelled different.
I mean, I went around for years thinking epitome and epitome were two different words. It's fine.
I hate it here.
Don't you love it when you fuck up the recorded for the whole world to see? It's great.
All right, who's gonna screen cap that one? Let's put those in the Hall of Fame.
Where did you rate yourself on the sympathic range?
No. It's sympathetic or sympathic.
Stop it.
I guess I'll mildly agree.
I'm gonna go middle of the road. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
You can't just answer null for everything.
I'm not. I'm been all over. See, this is what you call honesty. And what you're doing is what in psych, as you well know, is called social desirability. You're answering with the way you would like people to see you and you'd like to see yourself, as opposed to...
Actually, I'll have you know that I am a highly introspective person. So all of my self-analysis is accurate, 100%.
Chat, you heard all that, right? You don't need anyone explaining to you how little sense that all made and how it was self-refuting. No? Okay, good.
Hush. Question 31. Devoted.
Yes, question 30. Question 31 for me is yielding.
I don't know why these all had to be like next, and we could just have like one big old page.
Good point. Yeah.
I think it was for the ads, honestly. That's the only reason.
32.
Analytical.
Same
I'm
here.
gonna agree.
Yeah, there needs to be an extra bar for you. Wait till you guys see the MCU recording. Oh my God. Well, I keep saying MCU, men of comic book films and their hotness that Weebo did. Jesus, analytical is just, it's a good thing that the first four letters of analytical are anal, because damn does Weebo ever go there. Not to anal like
I know what you meant.
Okay,
the chat's not going to be as generous. You know that. I know that. Let's move on. All right. So question 33. Loves children. Agree. My kids in the future, anyone's kids currently, if I could be a school teacher and get paid a ton for it, that's totally where I would be at. And not have to deal with their parents. That's the other stipulation. I hate parents. Their kids are awesome. Their parents suck.
Question 33 for me is self-reliant. Agree strongly. It fits into my trust issues. Moving on.
Question 34. Not afraid of risk. I disagree. I am highly risk aversive.
Aversive? You mean averse?
Yeah. Words.
I'm just being a grammar Nazi on you now for fun. Did you fucking see that article that Rutgers in New Jersey, the English department at Rutgers, is lowering its standards for grammar to be in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement? Like, that is the most...
God.
People talked about the bigotry of low expectations, et cetera, et cetera. I have never seen a more in-your-face, undeniable, Jesus Christ, did you not see what you were saying and how that comes across? The blacks can't English well. We need to lower our standards in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. How does that even make sense? Like the solidarity move, but the insane level of racism inherent in what you just did. That's their new policy. The exact phrasing that they used was, we will lower our emphasis on traditional grammar to be in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement. Look it up. Rutgers, New Jersey. Rutgers is a very highly ranked university. A number of their departments are great professors, great research coming out of there. What the fuck is wrong with you? Mind blowing. Man, like I'm not black. I'm offended.
I'm I'm not black, and I'm even offended by this.
I'm sympathetically offended by proxy. That's so bad, man. What the hell?
Man, you can't win them all. And,
can you imagine being an English teacher and saying, I don't know. It's
you'll never be able to achieve this level of standardization, and therefore we'll graciously lower it.
So you're doing office hours, and there's a black student in there with you, and you're like, they ask you how you're doing. Oh, I'm feeling pretty well. Oh, I mean, I done feel goodly for you. Like, what the hell?
That's insulting.
A little bit.
Oh, God. That is not the way.
But yeah, right. That ain't it, Chief.
So far off from where you should be, and you know it, guys.
You think that would have turned into a trending thing where all of Black Twitter would have just said hashtag "This ain't it, Chief."
I wish, but of course, we all know that there are going to be those in the community that are like, decolonialize your vocabulary and grammar, man.
Decolonize. Because it insinuates in an obvious way a lack of capability. And it's yowza. And think about it. It's like we're not lowering our standards for traditional grammar for immigrants or people that, for non-English first language speaking students, but for Black folks.
Language.
Yeah.
First language speaking.
Just all the yikes, man. All the yikes. Anyway, sorry, I just had to go off on that because I have seen some pretty apparent, undeniable examples of it, but that is just
That is a good question, though. Is it for international students who have to learn English as a second language that they're lessening their standards?
No. They just overall. They said the English department. And I want to make that clear. It's not Rutgers overall. It's the English department. But you would assume that had to be approved by and understood to be the new policy by the faculty that the English department is part of. So there was dean approval on it as well, which is really, you guys didn't see, and then you advertised it. Like, look what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even if you were going to do that, it would be under the table. You would lower your standards. Well, like what? That's one thing that I don't understand. Why would you advertise this thing?
Because they were under because they wanted to. The same reason people put hashtag BLM in their Twitter name is the signal of it. Like, I mean, why did they advertise it? I think is a separate question for why did they do it? They did it because they're. Well, I don't even want to get into what.
Well, no, you would do it, and you would do it. I know why you would do it is because you want to increase the number of minority representation in your not curriculum, your student body. But why you would advertise that specifically would be to virtue signal that that's what you're doing.
But if you do that, you end up with, like, because I'm not trying to say that there's some kind of easy answer. I'm just saying this ain't it, Chief. This is not the way.
Oh God, because it's not the way.
If you lower the grammar standard, if you lower the standards in that regard, like lower SAT English scores, let's just say, for acceptance to the English department at Rutgers. Let's say you do that. It's like, because we want to be, as Conspiracy Occult Illuminati said, like, for the sake of inclusiveness, because we want more Black students getting in, and we are not allowing enough Black students in because our SAT English scores are too high, like our minimum acceptance scores. Okay, but if you lower them to allow more Black students to come in, you're going to be allowing everybody that scored higher than them in as well. You've got the same problem. Mm-hmm. Like you're still going to have the same issue. The only way to get around that is to pick people by race and say, well, we want at least to establish a quota. We need a minimum amount of African Americans in our department for the sake of inclusiveness. Did they score high enough? No, but that's not the point. We want them to be included. And that argument is based in the idea that they have been denied because of a lack of privilege to an education that would have otherwise brought them up to the same score level.
Okay, I guess that makes a little bit more sense.
I mean, that's what the core of the argument is that we at the university level are now going to make up for what the lack of education that they received up to this point, because they didn't receive white privilege. And the other students is like, but that creates the The question is that accurate? Because you would have to have Asian privilege as a real demonstrable point outable thing, as well as Jewish privilege, because people of Jewish extraction and Asian extraction are the ones who are scoring the highest across the board. So it's not white privilege that's the problem. It's something else that's going on, because Asians and Jews score higher than whites, demographically speaking. So what is it that's the idea that, oh, well, you've been denied this education because of white privilege? Well, then how did Asians get around it?
Somehow I don't think that 4 years of lower level standardized English is going to make up for an entire lifetime of what produced those low level English scores.
No, it won't, but goddamn will they be able to sit around in the departmental and faculty lounge and clink cups talking about how bad Trump is and how great they are at the top of Moral Mountain if only everyone was up here with us.
It won't even matter if, current voting records are to be believed in like a month and a half. Less, actually.
No, the test after test for decade after decade, and poll after poll has revealed the social sciences across the board, including things that people don't traditionally think of as being in the social sciences, but are history, psychology, you know what I mean? They are dominated by moderate left to far left-leaning people.
Mm-hmm. Now, that being said,
there's no center or conservative thought within the entire group.
I didn't really get a very lefty-leaning vibe out of my psychology classes. Like, I made the mistake of putting they in a research paper one year, in a psychology research paper one year. And my advisor, she was like, yes, I know the Times are calling for a more inclusive pronoun way of speaking, but you can't use they in your research paper in this way. You have to phrase it as he/she in your research paper, because
there was the missed opportunity with he S/HE. There was that was a missed opportunity. Shahi. That was a thing for a hot minute where it's like it in psychology, it used to be like he, because everyone just spoke in the masculine in the way that, like in Espanol, when you don't know the gender of the person, or it's a group of male and females, you just use the masculine, because that's just the established rule of over time. Not looking to get into an argument about patriarchy here. So it was always he. Then in psychology, it switched over to always she. If you read stuff produced in the 90s and the early 2000s, an unknown person, when you're giving an example, is always she. And it's like, what? And then for a minute there, it was S/HE. And it's like, yeah, that's a good one. Why didn't we just go with that? Because it could mean either or, and it's really easy to type. And that was a good one. Why didn't we?
Well, it's whatever the APA 6th, 7th edition wants it to be.
Well, yeah, and seriously, who runs the APA? Like, it's not hard to find out, because it's like dead naming somebody is an act of psychological terrorism as far as the APA is concerned. Yeah. And I don't think it's kind. I don't think it's nice, but I don't think that somebody should have their license in medical psychiatry revoked because they dropped the ball.
No, absolutely not.
But the APA definitely leans that way. So anyway, I have unfortunately dragged us way the fuck off topic.
Actually, not really, because this is a gender roles test, and we are talking about gendered language now. So,
yeah, eventually we got around it. Yeah.
Of 36, forceful. Is that another word for controlling? Because I have a slight.
Yes, you're a control freak, although I don't know if it actually means that. Yeah, that's a vague one. Forceful could be like willing to take a stand, in my mind, would be interchangeable with forceful, but that doesn't mean that's what they meant. They might mean aggressive. So I don't.
I'm also aggressive, though, so I'm just gonna mildly agree on this and call it a day.
Fair enough.
So what number are you on?
35, imaginative. Yeah, I agree.
All right. Question 36, helpful. I'm going to agree. Ready to see what gender I am? Personality-wise?
For me, mild, disagree, finish.
Ha!
How'd you come out?
Gender role test. Your personality is 81% male and 58% female. Now, how does that work, Polly?
Say again, you kind of warped for me there.
81% masculine and 58% feminine.
Huh.
How exactly does that work?
Yeah, that doesn't equal 100%.
No. I'm like...
Okay.
A little confused here.
I ended up...
They don't explain it either. This makes me casually masculine.
Here, and I'll share my screen for proof. There's me, 89% masculine, 17% feminine. I'm a manly man.
Extremely feminine. I'm just kidding. Two separate percentages.
Platy says two separate percentages. So it's like, okay, we can take some guesses here. It's
I am 139% of a person, says Thales for the bearded. Yeah. It's I am very gendered.
Just understand them as separate percentages, therefore, of the things that you could have identified yourself with as masculine, 89% of the time you did it. Of the things you could have identified yourself as feminine, only 17% of the time did you do so.
No, I was having more fun with being 139% of a person.
Well, you could take those numbers and do a quick little bit of basic algebra and come up with a 100% total if you'd like.
Yeah, but I only finesse the numbers when it comes to talking about sexy comic book characters.
Mm.
No, I actually did a standard. I think it was when I made those calculations, it was either like an actual proper standardization calculation or it was a normalization calculation. I have to go back and check. I want to say it was normalization. Because otherwise the final scores would have been in the hundreds based off of the criteria that I used.
Yeah. By the way, chat, Weebo, told me the results and recorded it, and hopefully she'll be kind to me in the editing with my multiple deviations off into the JQ and so forth.
The JQ.
Yeah, and Weebo's constant casual racism she thinks is endearing and is anything but.
Cute, shut up.
No, but in any case, the results were in some ways what I was expecting, and in other ways not at all what I was expecting. I was overall quite dismayed with the results.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you scientifically analyze how much a hot person is.
Yeah,
that came out of my face wrong. How hot a individual is based off of criterion.
Yes.
And my math was perfect, fellas or the bearded. It was perfect because it was done by an Excel spreadsheet. I just punched in the calculations based off of the data points and then I copy and paste it across the board. And so the calculations are done perfectly because I did them perfectly.
You know when you come across that bad news where you're like, really, like in terms of like when I found out Laura Harrier was dating some scumbag from the NBA, and I was like, ouch, really? Like, fuck. Like I looked up who this guy was. I'm like, this guy's a fucking scumbag. Miss Harrier, come on. You can do so much better. Well, the same thing happened again yesterday. You know who Haley Atwell's dating right now?
Who?
Tom Cruise.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
I don't actually. Okay, can someone explain to me why we don't like Tom Cruise other than like Scientology? I get that Scientology is scary, but I don't know why it's scary, and I don't know why we don't like Tom Cruise because of it.
Like I'm looking forward to the new Mission Impossible film because I generally really like the Mission Impossible films. I like that he does his own stunts, and they make a big deal out of it in the sense that when they strap him to the side of an airplane taking off, they take full advantage of it and film it. And that scene was awesome. Like it really did. Like, yeah, it looked like he was on the side of an airplane because he literally was, but it looked realistic. It looked like daredevil behavior. It looked like his life was in danger. It was fucking sick. I loved it. And so it works like that. So I'm looking forward to Mission Impossible, the next one. And Haley Atwell's in it. And I love me some Haley Atwell. But then I found out, I was like, oh, well, they started dating when they got together on set. And it's like, oh, man, it's like, why do I hate Tom Cruise? Well, the Scientology thing, yeah. But now I got a bigger reason to hate him because he's like potentially banging like a dream girl of mine. And it's pissing me off.
Oh, I think I know where we got the other 39% of a person for me, by the way.
Oh, okay.
It's in the schlong.
Wow. Okay. They knew you had a schlong and were lying about it and did the math accordingly.
No.
Okay, what the hell did you mean by that then?
Like the extra masculinity that makes up my personality is all from the massive dong that I have.
How's that different from what I said?
You said it so, in not a very generous way. It sounded more like an insult. Like you were jealous of my dick size.
I can say with full confidence and sincerity that I am not jealous of your dick size.
I bet you are. Secretly. Because you are the jealous type. You just admitted it. So.
But Michael Hatfield thinks that Tom Cruise is definitely gay, so I've got nothing to worry about. Really? Haley Atwell's bearding for him? All right.
I love that when I open YouTube when I am drunk, Cocktail is on. Yes, Cocktail is on. Tim Burton fan one. Actually, I finished my peach wine really early on in the show, unfortunately. Big sad. Big sad about that. All right, so Polly, I am petering out.
Are you? You feeling it?
Feeling it. I did not get a very good night's sleep last night. I had the worst dream that my cousin came to work with me and she was being absolutely obnoxious while I'm trying to have a conversation with my new boss. And it would not leave me. It kept me up. I woke up at 3 a.m. and I was like, oh God, I hope that's not a reflection of how my day's actually going to be. But yeah, I did not get a good night's sleep. So I'm tired. I'll go to bed. And I'll make up for it with another stream later this week at some point. Plus, don't we have a thing? We have a thing, don't we? I could have sworn we had a thing.
Well, what? Christmas viewing?
Yeah, of the Barbie movie.
Mm-hmm.
Did we ever come up with an actual date for that?
No, we never set a date. After our last stream, I said we should set a date, and then we didn't end up doing it. So let's just appreciate Miss Atwell. Here she is, looking awesome.
Yep.
Hold on. Let's just stare at Miss Atwell. There she is in her World War II garb, looking awesome as hell. Oh, you know what? And this picture rather is a good example of the trouble that I go through for my audience. That's not the real picture. I've doctored it.
Yeah, I can tell because she's a lot more brightly lit than the rest of everyone else.
And that's on purpose to make her stand out from the.
She stands out very well.
Hold on, cancel. There. That's the way that it looks normally, and then I did it like that to make her stand out. But like, let's appreciate some of the other Atwells. Oh, looking good.
150 pictures. I actually personally, I think this is my favorite picture of her.
Oh yeah, I would say 2. Overall, it's my favorite picture because it's just she looks just great there. Just great.
Like if I could produce this look every day, not that
like the word buxom. Just. Miss Atwell, hello. Wow, hello.
whole lot of self right there. Are we having an actual like redo of the ladies of the MCU right now? Is this your redeeming moment where you're actually going to put Haley Atwell at first place?
Ooh, hello, hi, hey, how's it going?
Are you paying attention to me at all?
What?
Is this the redo MCU ladies?
Yeah, this is pretty much what Weebo had to listen to for like the 2 hours that we recorded. Is just me going, "Oh yeah, ladies."
That is a shelf, acidic. Yeah, that is a shelf. That is indeed a shelf. So, are you redeeming your score then? Or are you amending it so that Haley Atwell is first? Because I definitely agree with that decision.
Yeah, well, remember when we talked about that. Like looking over the score at the end, Haley Atwell would have been higher. It would have been the same top 10, definitely, but there would have been some reordering of it. Yeah,
I feel that on a spiritual level, actually.
Yeah, Haley Atwell should have been much higher.
I agree. Yes, I agree. And not just because of the gun that she was wielding.
No, overall. I mean, those were just like stray little comments that I was making about like, and she carries this gun, which makes her awesome and so forth. I think I still like number one would still be number one, but I would probably it would be a tough call. Like as it stands now, Haley Atwell and it's too bad Jennifer Garner was never in an MCU film because I could have put her in there as well.
Yeah. Now I have to look up who Jennifer Garner is, and I spelled her name atrociously. Wait, wasn't she? Technically, wasn't she though?
Was Jennifer Garner ever in an MCU film?
She was Electro, was she not?
Yeah, but that's not an MCU film.
Isn't it though?
Not MCU proper. She was in Daredevil, but Daredevil isn't an MCU film like MCU proper. I don't.
Well, not. Yeah, but also yes. Technically, it is though. I mean, if you wanted to finesse the rules a little bit, she totally could have been on that list.
It would be for me, Laura Harrier is number one, but then in a irresolvable, insoluble fight would be Haley Atwell and Rebecca Hall. Oh, Rebecca Hall.
Yeah, I see it. All right. Yeah. Mom's got to go.
Oh, look at that smile. Oh, baby. Oh, hello, Miss Hall. Well,
This is a rehashing. You can't just do this.
Just look at her. She's got barely any makeup on it. She's
already an hour's worth of content.
This is the picture I use to show that women in Hollywood need to leave their damn noses alone. Anyway.
All right. Mama's got to go to bed, Polly.
All right.
You have fun with your pictures. A lot of fun.
Especially this one. Remember this picture? I remember you took great umbrage with this picture.
Yes, I did, because this, ladies and gentlemen, this is the chief reason why my video is coming out, is because this is entirely and wholly unscientific.
I remember your commentary on this. I was like, I mean, come on, look at her in this picture. And I said, what I don't like about this is that she has like naturally reddish hair. Like she's a natural ginger. She's got strawberry blonde hair, but it's much redder than this. And I don't like the platinum blonde thing that she does. But other than that, my God, look at that dress. And by dress, I think you know what I mean.
Yeah. You can't even see most of the dress. Like I couldn't tell you if this is an A-line or not.
And I remember your comments. It's like, look, if I saw this, like I can sympathize with a woman who's full figured, and I would just walk up to go, no, honey, here, let me just pop those back in. Those were your exact words. It's like, all right, there we go. I'm done fucking.
All right, now you're done. All right.
Yeah, I'm done.
Take this to your Discord. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back here not same time because it's Monday, but next week, Sunday, unless something horrible happens again, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hopefully, within that time, I will have had enough time to finish editing the comic book mails video that I've been working on, and it will be out before then, so we can talk about it as a chat, as group of people together. In the meantime, have a good week. Polly, do you have anything to show yourself?
Just my channel. Most recently put up the copy pasta. I got another live read coming out in collaboration with Irate Alex. He'll be doing a short intro for it, but that's awesome because it'll be the first collab that I've done with Irate Alex, which is what I'm looking forward to. And again, animations by Farzusmi, and she did a really good job. So that'll be coming. It'll be up before Christmas, definitely. And then more noir bars before Christmas, especially if we can get people's audios to work properly. It's 2 people now that haven't been able to come on because of audio issues, which sucks. But yeah, so all that going on. Everybody, thank you for your donations, and Merry Christmas.
Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time. Bye.